We'll start now because we'll try and get as much as we can in to this for the next hour.
And then put in the morning.
Hello.
Thanks. Bye.
I think there is and I'm not sure we have our hand up. If that's put in, sometimes you can put your hand up and it actually allows you to speak. I'm not sure if we have that on, but sure, we'll just go ahead with it because we have 23 at the moment, and we don't want to get it too carried away. But if anybody does have a question, just shout it out. I'll hear you. Okay. So what we're going to look at today, we're going to look at questions. Okay. And hard questions work in Irish. Keep that open there. So some of you might know this, some of you might not, and you might hear some grammatical jargon here that you're not sure about. If you're not sure about the grammar, don't worry about it because we're not going to focus too much on the grammar. What we really want to know is how you ask questions in Irish. When you see questions, you know, you can translate it and whatever. So we have our main question forms here, and just we have direct and indirect, and that for anybody that's not sure, and you don't need to know this at this point, but it's just the difference between saying in English, the man who owns the house, the man whose son owns the house. Know that who, changing the who's in English. That happens in Irish as well, and it happens with either a H being put in, as you can see there, with a tab. There's no H put in, so it's very irregular and it's the wrong one. But it really, in that case there, see where my cursor is? Can everybody see that?
Yeah.
See a Yanan, see the H in?
Yeah.
Really, when you have the direct form and a question, the H goes in like that. And when you have an indirect down here, if we look, and I don't see a really good example there. But anyway, it's something you don't really. There's it there. Can't see that can for a Jen. That's clips.
Oh yeah.
So that's indirect. So, but it's not something you need to know at this point. Something you need to know if you really go on and deep into your grammar, and you have to write precisely in Irish and stuff, and that's in our future really.
Are these printable, Nick? Are these
Say it again?
printable? Are these printable? Can we print
I can
these?
send this on to people.
Oh, okay.
Good. After the class. So I'll send all these notes to Killian, and then Killian will send them on to you. And see, as far as this direct and indirect is concerned, I was just looking earlier on for something, and I ended into the chat on your chat there. Maybe at the bottom of the screen. Can you all see the chat on the bottom of the screen?
Yeah.
There's a link there which takes you to this website here. Can you all see that? BBC Plus?
No.
I'll have to share that. And it's that link you can see there. It brings you to BBC Plus. Okay, bring myself back into this. Now I've lost myself. Where am I? Yes, I'm here. See, I hit moving anything on Zoom because then everything disappears on you. I'm up here. We'll see. So your screen sharing. I've been doing this for so long now. I don't know how to big. Anybody tell me how to big this screen up again?
I'm sorry, to run on. Don't know. You need a seven.
It's the top right-hand corner.
Top right-hand corner. Yeah. Let's see. Yes, it must be here. Is that there? No, it's not.
No. It's the next one along. Towards the right.
Yeah. This has happened to me before and I was able to get out of it. Now I'm stuck. Oh. Come on. I don't believe this. Yous aren't as good as Zoom as I am, are yous? There's
I
bad.
am, believe me.
Let's see. I'll stop the share. There's it there. I'll stop that share for a second. That's it now for me.
Right.
I'll share that screen again then. So we'll go back to the questions. And as I say, the link's there. It's a link to the BBC Glass website, and it explains the direct and indirect forms. And if anybody's interested, you can go and look at it. But it's quite complicated, so don't be worrying too much about it. What we can see here, our direct questions anyway are simple. We know this: Kajay, Kajay Martatu, Kajay Crack, Kajay Laton, and so on. So what? K, who?
Mhm.
Okay. And just take notes if you want there, whatever you are doing. This one here, there's 3 different forms of when, and the Ulster one tends to be this one, kahur. You see the word ur in there, which means time. So when is the time? Or
What does it mean? What does it mean, Nick? Sorry,
These 3 all mean when.
when? Yeah.
Yeah. This, as I say, this first one, kahur, is, you'll hear this more in Ulster. So kahur tatu dul, when are you going? You'll also hear but kenur, what is the time? And this one here, kahan, which is more southern, but you will see it a lot. And if you read anything from the south, but this is when.
So the first one from Ulster, how do you pronounce that?
That's kahur.
Kahur. Okay.
Yeah. This word here, ur, means an hour, or it means time, something like that. But there's just different forms. But the first one there is the one you'll mainly hear up here. But you'll read these more because a lot of stuff gets produced in the south, and it has that. Cad, how long? So kahad atashe, how long is it? And so on. And then we have and then on the other side, on the indirect, we have ka, which is where. And kahach is the same, where.
What does Hajj mean, Nick?
Hmm?
Is there a translation for Hajj?
See, ach without the H, it means a place.
Yes.
So kahach, where is the place?
Okay.
See where the ka means where, it just means where on its own. See this kahach,
Okay.
it's come into us from Donegal Irish, it's come into Belfast, and it's very prevalent. So 50-50, you'll hear people saying, ka will to, where are you? Or kahach a will to, where are you?
Mhm.
So it's just, you'll hear,
Okay.
but you can pick whatever one. The ka is very simple to use, but as you can see there, it uses it uses will instead of ta. But if you get used to saying ka will, it makes life easy for you. And then this one here, why? Kadhiga. Kadhiga. Pronounced really, people say katiga, like a T sound. And another form is ken fa. What is the reason? Fa means reason in Irish, like that. So, I probably should have put them in, like that, for you, but so you have where, and then over here you have what, who, and this is when, but we haven't not much room for it, but we'll just move it down. You have when, and then how long, which isn't really one that you need to know, but it's just another question. So we have all these different, and there's other types of questions, obviously, but these are the main ones. Okay.
And Katiga, Nick, does that mean when?
Why? See it?
Why?
Why? Yeah.
As well.
Excuse me, Nick. How do you pronounce the Chuige? Kajiga? Is it Kajiga?
I read it in phonetically for you. This is the way people say it in Belfast. People say Tuige, writing it in a kind of an Irish way. Katiga.
Kajiga.
You hear native speakers in Donegal just say tigga, but Katiga is the way you'll hear it that way in Belfast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's it. That's Cahor, and so on. So they're the other. And don't be worrying too much about the direct and indirect, but this is it. This is it here at the bottom. So we have Kajay, Ata. So there's your normal version of ta, your verb. Kateta kar, which means anybody?
What's
Anything
wrong?
wrong?
That's wrong. Yeah,
What's
Kateta
wrong?
kar. And it's a nice wee expression to know. And then over here, ta in its indirect form becomes will.
Will to.
Car will to igdol, which
No.
is
Where are you going?
where are
Where are
you?
you going?
Okay. So, and then I'm going to give you these examples here below. And what I might do is I'd like to look at some of these for a second and see if you can work out in your head what these mean. So I'll give you a wee minute just to let us look at them, and then we'll come back to them. And don't worry if you're not sure about some of this, Irish. Just if you're not sure about a word, just move on to the next one and try and work it out. Because some of them are a wee bit more difficult than others. And what we're really looking for here, just to say to you, is the question. I want you to sort of work out what the question is. See how the questions fit more than these verbs and nouns. But you might not know. You might not know what this word is or that word is, but don't be worrying about that. But at this level we're at now, at this lower intermediate, we should have a basic grasp at least of our verbs. I know most of us have, but if you haven't, that's okay. It's something we're starting to really look at.
Okay, you go there.
Okay. And don't worry if I start again and you haven't got them all, it doesn't matter. It's just giving you a wee chance to scan your eye over them and work out if you know. And you might know some of them that are straightforward, like for instance the J or Tatu, obviously. If you don't know that, you have to leave the class immediately. Some of these other ones are a wee bit more difficult. So this first one then, and just shout out because that's the only way we can do it.
What is that person doing?
No?
What is that person doing?
What? Kajay Yan and Dinya Shin. Well, where are we here with this verb?
Present tense.
We're in the present tense, so.
What did this person do?
Well, what does this person do?
That person? This person do?
Sorry, that person, sorry.
That person?
Yeah. So we're in the present tense, Jonan, to do. So what is it? And then Undinya, the person, with shin on the end of it, meaning that, takes it to that. So that what does that person do? And say that person was a teacher, what would the answer be?
It's Muncher.
Yeah. And if you answer with a verb, obviously it's going to be John and Shay, whatever. Okay? John and Shay, cup and tea, whatever. And bringing us neatly onto this next one. So K, Adol, and Jukshin.
Who drank that
drink?
Who drank that drink?
Who drank that drink? So we're in the past tense, and we know that in the past tense, well, some of us who know the past tense will know that if your verb begins with a vowel, we put a D in front of it.
Yeah.
Okay, and we end up with K, Adol.
Drank that what?
That drink. Juk is drink. Juk.
Who drank that drink?
Who drank that drink?
Who drank that drink? And now you'll hear the kids in schools will all know this word juk because they're always looking for a drink, so Or while on jock, I would like a drink, and so on. So this is a word you'll hear a lot, you know, jock. Or while at jock, say, remember when you used to be in pubs years ago? So you would say to your friends, or while at jock, would you like a drink? You know, and so on. So it's a good word to know, jock. It just means generally a drink of anything, tea, coffee, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Cahúr a bheith sé
When will
ag
he-
cap. Go ahead.
When
somebody
will
else
he
have a
be
question?
home?
What time will he
What
be
time
coming?
is he coming in?
Well, what time or
Will
when?
he
Yes.
be coming?
When will
Will
he?
he be coming home?
When will
So
he be home?
what time will he be? What time will he be coming? Okay. So be
Yeah.
future tense.
Will
Yeah.
he be coming home?
When will he be coming?
Okay.
Yeah. So if it was home, then we would put in there. When was he coming home?
Yeah.
How are you? Did that go in?
Take a
While
one.
you
It's in the wrong place.
start.
How did that get up there?
Okay.
No, it sort of just bounced there. Okay. Put it in there. Always keep it in the right font. And then we know this, Kajay Maratatu.
How are you?
How are you?
Yeah, so Kajay followed by Mar is high, which should have been up there really, but it's not. So I didn't write this now. I found this in my notes. Somebody else wrote it. So they should have put this one in, Kajay Mar. You put that up the top if you want. Hi, okay. How are you? Which we all know. Hey, Dirt Shay.
What did he say?
What did he say?
Yeah, so we're in the past tense. Dirt was said, you know. And see that, I always say this to the class, see that we you fada. It's very important that you get that oo sound for that. So we have it there, Kajay Martat 2, and then Kajay a dirt shay. Okay, it's very easy to say dirt or whatever, but Kajay dirt shay. Culturland has a U fat in it, so it's Culturland. And you listen to people saying it, they pronounce that oo sound, okay. Kahad a anhi shay.
How long will he stay?
How long will he stay? So Kahad, how
Very
long?
good.
Fanhi, in Ulster Irish, see that F in the future, when we're talking about a future verb, we pronounce that like a H. So Fanhi, Janhi, you know, Ballhi, you know, and so on. It's always got that H sound. And you see that that putting the H in the direct form. So if it can, it puts a H in. It can't always do it. Like in that case, it doesn't do it. And I can't do it there with that ball because you don't put a H, you put a D in. Like that, and it's going to in there, see that? So in these direct forms, that this which in Irish is a form of that, a way to say that. So how long is it that for the and then that H goes in, he will stay. And then a form of Cahúr, Henur, and Vigil.
What time will the shop
Time
close?
does the shop close?
Yeah.
When does the shop close?
And that's wrong. That's wrong. Sorry, sometimes I have to correct other people's work. Because that is direct, so it'll get a hitch. So Cahúr and register on shop is hard. It's a bit hard to say. So what does it mean again?
What time
What
does
time
the
does
shop
the
close?
shop close?
When will the shop, or when does the shop close? Yes. And this is the autonomous form, meaning there's nobody doing the verb. So this is the form, and it's just the shop is closed by somebody, but it doesn't mention who does it. That's probably not the best way to explain that, but.
Sorry, what form of the verb is it? What form of the verb is it again?
It's called the autonomous verb. In Irish, we call it the seer.
Okay.
Am I spelling that right? Probably not.
No.
It's a bougie word, isn't it?
We
How do you spell it?
understand, so it's okay.
So is that the present tense then?
That's the present tense
Well, it's what
form.
happened.
Yeah.
Right.
Am I spelling that wrong? Does anybody know?
And it's the first M should be
Change
there.
the M to
Yeah.
N. Mhm.
So spell it out for me. AUT.
T-O-N for Noel.
O-N,
Or
yeah.
was it autonomous?
Uh-huh.
I think it is, just really looking up here.
There you are. Autonomous form, it's called. We call it, in Irish, we have a better name for it. We call it the servery here, the free verb. Because it's free, and we don't doing it. We don't know who's doing it. So, like when the Queen says one has corgis, do you know that sort of thing? It's sort of no one actually doing the doing.
Okay.
It's something that it's good to look it up, because if you're ever reading, say, the news, you find the autonomous form all the way through. You know, like the press release was sent out and so on, and
All right. Okay.
you know what I mean. So it's always
That's
there.
interesting.
Yeah, so it's something to look at.
Good.
Could you Montana? I'm sure there's one we might have heard before.
How's the weather?
How's the weather? Okay. There's still people coming in here, so I'm just letting someone else in there. How's the weather? Katiga, well, ahas air.
Why is he
Well,
happy?
he's so happy.
What does it mean again?
Why is he happy?
Why is he
Why is
happy?
he happy? And you see that has become will here. So this is that direct and indirect. So, but don't be letting yourself worry too much about it. Just if you're using Katiga, it's usually Katiga will. Why is he happy? And then this is the same. Well, these next four all have the same sort of meaning. No, sorry, yeah, they do. They all mean why. Ken Fa, as I said, Fa means reason. So what is the reason?
What is the reason?
So the whole thing means.
You're going. If you went.
Why did you go there?
Well, why did you go?
Why? Well, a jam. So what tense are we in here?
Present tense.
Past?
Tense.
Why are
So
you going?
Present.
Going there?
What
Present.
why do you go there?
reason you?
Why do you go there?
Why do you go there? So
Why do you go there?
Why do you go there? Yep. Because Chen means goes,
What? Why?
and you go in that case. So you go.
Why?
So why do you go there? Okay.
Okay.
And the answer, if the answer would be, I go because, what would that? How would you say that?
Cham.
Cham mar or whatever.
Mar.
Yeah. So Cham would be your answer there, and that's just I'm just trying to get you used to your verbs. Cham, I go. That would be your answer there. Whatever. Then Katega and your two and Fakelshin.
Why?
Did you say that word?
Why did you say that word?
Why did you say that word? Sometimes people spell that the way other verbs spell in the present tense, with the E-A-N-N. So you can say during she, he says. You can take it during to why do you say? But for some reason in the I'm just getting the message there. For some reason in the standard Irish, to leave that out. We see that ending, know that ending we have with Chen there. See that ending? Somebody can leave that out, but it's no big deal. Ken Fabel took Fulham the Gaeliga.
Why are you learning?
Why are you learning Irish?
That's a question you all ask yourselves on a regular basis. So Ken Fa, why a will to are you ig Fulham the Gaeliga? Okay. Anybody know why why we have na here?
Is it the genitive? No.
It's the genitive form of an before feminine noun, okay, which Irish is. So anybody that doesn't know that, don't be worrying about it. Okay, it's something you'll learn eventually. But get used to that. Ig Fulham, can ig Fulham the Gaeliga. If you get used to saying that, it's a good phrase to know. Can ig Fulham the Gaeliga a couple of blaine. I'm learning Irish for a couple of years. Ken, fa, why, and then whatever. Okay. Then we go to kahach. Kahach and main. There's something wrong here.
Where's the money? No.
That shouldn't be there. Aye. Kahach and main on target.
Can you bring it up a bit?
Sorry. Kahach and main and target.
Is that where's the money? No.
Where does the money be?
B.
Nick, sorry to interrupt you, but there's a hell of a lot of background noise and
Yeah.
it's really, really hard to hear. So a few of us
Yeah.
are mentioning that in the chat.
Anybody
I don't know
know where
whether
it's coming from?
I don't know whether everybody could mute and then unmute when they want to answer or something.
Yeah, I think that's I'm finding it really hard to concentrate. There's a loud hum.
You can hear that.
So we just
Somebody's systems.
Yeah.
Well, if everybody could try to mute, and then if we unmute one at a time and see if it's suddenly the noise starts, and if it does, then there's a wee noise in your system. There, it's gone now. No, it's not. It's still there. We'll keep going, but we'll try and see if we can get rid of that.
I think it's Roisin, because it seems to be that Roisin's up all the time without saying anything.
Roisin, could you mute just for a second? We'll just see if it is
I will
yourself.
certainly. I will certainly. Nick, could you? I'm actually scared to do it in case I lose the session. How do
No,
I
you
mute?
won't. Not if you just click unmute.
Right. Well, I don't have that here. I'm on one of those Android things, and I have an arrow pressing or showing left at the bottom. Wait, let's see what this says. Oops. Bye.
No.
I've lost you all. Dear. Hold on.
Like, I think you're able to mute everybody yourself from your screen.
Yes. Maybe I'll just try it and see. But then.
Nick, I don't know how to. Oh, I mute myself here. Hold on. I say it.
Yeah, that's it gone, hasn't it?
Yeah,
that's it gone now. But unfortunately, that's Roisin gone as well. So Roisin, if you can hear me, if you want to contribute, just unmute it again and say what you want to say, and then mute again, because maybe there's just it's picking something up there. That's all that is. Okay. So we'll just keep going. Everybody else anybody else who wants to speak can unmute. Okay. And then we have some other forms, question forms. I'll just give you some here. So we have
what
here.
was Kahach?
Oh, sorry.
The last one.
So Kahach, where, and then where is it, and then that being on target where the money bees. Okay.
Yeah.
And if you when you know your verbs, you'll know that ta, for instance, here is the substantive verb. That's a standalone verb for something that is happening at the time of, at a certain particular time. Put it that way. But this is the form, the original form of ta, which is being, just to be doing this and be doing that. Do you know what I mean? But ta, you only use ta when you're saying something is happening. Ta me fur, I am cold. But if I was saying I tend to be cold, then it would be being fur. So that's they're both basically the same verb, but just used in two slightly different ways. But where does the money be? Okay. And then we have K Cominic agus a Jen to Awala. Has anybody seen that before?
How often do you go home? No.
How often do you go home? So K-co, see this K-co? This is really, and then followed by your adjective or whatever. This means how, so as in how often, or Keiko fada, how long, or Keiko sasta, how happy, and so on. So it literally means how that way. I'm talking usually about adjectives. So, and minute means often. So how often, and then use it with this, which is really agus. But it's just in there. This is your phrase. Keiko, whatever it is, and then followed by the verb. So, but in this case, how often do you go home? Okay. And this is a harder form of the question, but for some people, but it's something that you sort of learn eventually as you go along. And then we have this. Here's the other verb, another form of it. Ke kosasta is itashi.
How happy is she?
How happy is she? Okay. So it's one to look out for. And then some other forms that you don't see as often. You see this one, can doi, which just means anybody.
What way?
I would just simply say hi, but it's just it's a different way. What way, or hi, or something like that. Sometimes people greet each other by just saying "can doi," and just means how are you. Really, it's just it's shortened version of "can doi a will to" or something like that. You know. So it's just another form, but we don't need it if we have Kajay Mar, but there it is. Here's one here. In Irish, when you own something, one way of saying you own something is you say is lum on chalk. I own the house. Do you see that? And this is a question form of that couple. That is K lesh shin. Who owns that?
Who owns that?
You can see that. So, and then it's lesh a and so on. And then this one you might have heard before.
Yeah, where are you from?
Where are you from? Carabastu. Where are you from? Okay. So now this is going to run out in 1 minute. Okay. So suddenly we're going to lose the screen, and then what I want you to do, I want you to sign back in again. Okay. Because
Nick, I'll be back when I can. Okay.
That's okay. That's okay. And I'll send these on to Killian later, and if anybody wants a copy of any of these, Killian will send it on to you. Okay.
Okay.
But it is, as I say, it's just about to go. But if you sign back in again, we'll have a quick look at something else. Okay.
I think it might go. Days on for now.
Nick, is it possible? Nick, is it possible to get Nick, is it possible to get the translation beside them?
Yes, I'd be